Welcome back to episode 7 of Warcraft and Stoic Philosophy. We'll be continuing with Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Their inner demon, and the reverence due its virtue, doesn't act the tragic hero, doesn't wail. They'll need neither solitude nor crowds. Most importantly, they live without chasing or fleeing. Whether their soul stays a moment longer or shorter entangled in the body matters not at all. For even if they must depart in an instant, they're ready to step away as nobly as any deed, unashamed with dignity, throughout life focusing only on this, that their mind never turns to what's unworthy of a rational, social being. 8. In the mind of one restored to discipline and purity, you'll find no decay, no corruption, no festering wound. Their life, when fate claims it, is not unfinished, a tragic hero's part cut short before the final act. Nor will you find anything servile or showy, no excessive attachment, no ruthless detachment, no accounting to outsiders, no lurking deceit. 9. Venerate the faculty of judgment, for it is through this alone that your guiding principle avoids opinions clashing with nature or the essence of a rational being. This faculty ensures thoughtful restraint, harmony with others, and reverence for the gods. 10. Abandon everything else then, and hold fast to just these few things. Remember, everyone lives only this fleeting instant, immeasurably brief. The rest is already gone or wrapped in uncertainty. What each of us lives is small indeed, and the corner of earth we inhabit is small too. Even the most enduring posthumous fame is trivial, a whisper passed among generations of ephemeral mortals who vanish in a moment, who don't even know themselves, much less those long since dead. 11. Add this to the foundations already laid. Always define or visualize the object of your perception, stripping it to its essence, seeing it whole and in its parts. Speak its name aloud to yourself, and the names of its components, what it is made of and into what it will dissolve. Nothing lifts the soul more than systematically weighing every event in life, seeing its purpose for the cosmos, its value in the universe, and its meaning for the citizen of the supreme city, of which all other cities are but households. Ask, what is this thing? What is it made of? How long by nature will it endure? And what virtue should guide my response? Gentleness, courage, sincerity, loyalty, simplicity, self-sufficiency, or others. In every situation, remember, this comes from the divine, that from chances weave of causes, and this other from a fellow rational being who has forgotten their true nature. Yet I remember, so I treat them with nature's law, patience and justice, and assign in different things their proper worth, neither overvaluing nor undervaluing what lies between good and evil. 12. If you perform your current task with right reason, dedication, energy, goodwill, and without distraction from trivialities, but keep your inner guide pure, as if you must return it at any moment, and adhere to this principle without seeking or avoiding anything, content with your present actions in harmony with nature and the Roman truth of what you say and do, you will live happily, and no one can stop you. 30. Just as doctors keep their tools and instruments ready for emergencies, so too must you keep your principles at hand to grasp what is human and divine, and to act in every task, even the smallest, with full awareness of their interdependence. For without understanding the divine, you cannot master the human, and without the human, you cannot honor the divine.
Evershine quest, and 14. Then we're going to go mess up some.
Stop wandering. You'll never read your notes, nor the deeds of ancient Greeks and Romans,
mutant gnomes,
nor the book passages you saved for old age. Hurry toward the mark. Abandon vain hopes and save yourself, if you care at all for yourself, while you can.
Here there.
15.
Thank you, adventurer.
They don't grasp how much stealing, sewing, buying, idleness, or even seeing what must be done, not with the eyes, but with another faculty of vision, truly signify. 16. Body, soul, intellect. To the body belong sensations, to the soul, impulses, to the intellect, principles. To be swayed by impressions is common to beasts. To act like a puppet to impulses is shared by wild animals, the depraved, Phalaris, Nero. To follow a mind-guided purpose is even found in those who deny the gods, betray their country, or what won't they do once they've shut the door? So if all else is shared with the wicked, what remains unique to the honest person is this: loving and accepting what happens with a whole heart, and not staining or unsettling the inner guide within their chest with a chaos of impressions. They keep it serene, aligned with God through disciplined readiness, never speaking falsely, never acting unjustly. And if the world doubts their simple, discreet, and hopeful life, they neither rage nor stray from the path. They arrive at life's end pure, tranquil, ready to depart, in spontaneous harmony with their fate. End your life. Stoicism. The Stoics held that suicide could be a rational and morally appropriate choice if, in accordance with divine reason, logos, it became impossible to live in harmony with nature and pursue virtue. This might occur in cases of madness, severe physical impairment, or total loss of social function. Life was to be lived with dignity and purpose, and voluntarily ended if these could no longer be maintained. 2. Hippocrates, biography. Hippocrates of Cos, circa 460 to 370 BCE, is regarded as the founder of scientific medicine in ancient Greece. His approach emphasized observation, diagnosis, and the natural causes of illness, laying the groundwork for medical practice in the Western tradition. 3. Chaldeans, culture. Renowned Eastern astrologers from Babylon, known for their expertise in celestial divination and active even in Rome during the imperial period. 4. Alexander, Pompey, Caesar, history. The three greatest conquerors of antiquity: Alexander the Great, 356 to 320, 3 BCE; Pompey the Great, 106 to 48 BCE; and Gaius Julius Caesar, 100 to 44 BCE, invoked as symbols of power and ambition. 5. Heraclitus, philosophy. A philosopher from Ephesus, circa 535 to 475 BCE, and one of the most prominent pre-Socratics, Heraclitus was especially admired by the Stoics for his emphasis on constant change, panta rei, as governed by reason, logos. For details on his death, see Diogenes Laertius, Lives of the Philosophers, 9, 3. Democritus, philosopher, born in Abdera, circa 460 to 370 BCE. Democritus was the founder of atomism. According to Diogenes Laertius, lives 943. He died at an advanced age by voluntary starvation. Marcus Aurelius, however, mistakenly claims he was killed by lice, a death actually attributed to Pherecydes, one of the 7 sages. Scholars have suggested a symbolic explanation for this confusion, just as Heraclitus, the philosopher of constant flux, died of dropsy, an illness of fluid accumulation. Democritus, the father of atomism, is said to have been consumed by tiny creatures, echoing the very theory he proposed. Diogenes Laertius provides the correct account in Lives of the Philosophers, 943. 7. Different kind, history. This refers to the individuals responsible for the unjust trial of Socrates.
I should be able to cure myself of my disease after this with Purify. We'll
Plato's
go to try.
Apology presents his version of the defense speech delivered by Socrates
Ooh,
before
is
the
that
Athenian
better than
judges.
my 3.8? Hold on.
Live in community. Stoicism. Sociability,
No.
oikiosis, was considered a Stoic virtue, arising from the recognition that all human beings
Cured
share
our
reason
disease.
and belong to a common community. This idea supports the Stoic view of universal kinship and moral obligation to others. 9. Nature's law. Stoicism. The Stoics taught that all humans share in the divine logos and are therefore kin. Yet they also recognize that individuals differ greatly in how they live according to this rational principle. This tension between universal moral capacity and individual moral failure was a long-standing challenge within Stoic ethics. 10. Justice, honesty, moderation, courage. Stoicism. For the Stoics, the only true good was virtue. The four primary virtues, justice, wisdom, phronesis, moderation, sophrosin, and courage, Andrea, formed the foundation of moral life. Marcus lists honesty in place of the more technical, prudential wisdom. All other supposed goods, such as health or wealth, were considered indifferent things. Adiaphora, neither good nor bad in themselves.
It's probably true.
As Socrates said, literature. This is likely a reference to Timaeus, 61d, a passage from Plato.
Oh, to be more virtuous.
However, the remark in question is not actually attributed to Socrates in the dialogue, making Marcus Aurelius's attribution somewhat imprecise. 12. Social being, philosophy. The idea that man is a social being originates with Aristotle, Politics, 1253a, who described humans as zoon politikon. End of 4. For Marcus, this sociability is aligned with Stoic ethics. Being socially minded means working toward the common good and fulfilling
Be careful here.
the rational order of the cosmos. 13.
Okay.
Households, Stoicism. Since all human beings share a natural affinity, oikiosis, they are oikioi, fundamentally connected to one another, and belong to a common household, oikos. This idea supports the Stoic view of cosmopolitanism, where humanity is seen as one moral and rational community. 14. Indifferent things, Stoicism. In the original Greek, the term used is intermediate things, which in Stoic philosophy refers to what is known as indifference things, adiaphora, that are neither virtuous nor vicious, like health, wealth, or status, and therefore have no moral weight. They do not obstruct a life aligned with nature and reason, and thus are considered neutral in ethical terms. 15. Phalaris, Nero. History. Phalaris, who ruled Agrigentum from 570 to 555 BCE, and Nero, Roman emperor from 54 to 68 CE, both exemplify the archetype of the cruel and despotic ruler. Their names became synonymous with tyranny and brutal excess in the ancient imagination. Book 4. The role of universal logos. Giovanni Battista Piranesi, Tempio di Giano. The Temple of Janus, guardian of beginnings and endings, evokes the Stoic logos, an eternal order flowing through all change and contradiction.
Let's be careful here.
The ruling faculty within us, when aligned with nature, adapts easily to events.
We're gonna
always
leave.
Shaping itself toward what is possible and allowed. It clings to no fixed material, but pursues its highest aims with reserve. Whatever opposes it becomes fuel, like fire seizing what is thrown into it. A flickering candle is
Not
snuffed
run into
by
any
obstacles.
animals.
A living flame
Okay,
consumes,
we're safe.
burning brighter still. 2. Let no
That was a
action
close
be random or
shave.
principle-less. Act only in ways that serve the craft of living.
May have been able to
3.
take them, but let's not
People
take any
seek
risks.
retreats, countryside, seashores, mountains, and you too have craved such solitude. But this is the mark of the unphilosophic. The true retreat, available anytime, is within your own soul. For no quieter or more undisturbed place exists than your inner self, especially if your principles are so clear that a single glance inward restores calm. So retreat there often and renew yourself. Let your guiding principles be simple and direct. Brief truths that dissolve discontent and send you back to the world unburdened. What then troubles you? Men's wickedness? Remember, rational beings exist for one another. Tolerance is justice's core. They err unwillingly. Think of all those who once hated, suspected, or plotted, now ash and oblivion. Cease then, or is it your fate in the cosmic order that disturbs you? Recall the alternatives, providence or atoms, and the proofs that the universe is a city. Or are bodily matters your concern? Remember the mind's independence from breath's turbulence. Once it isolates itself and knows its power. Reflect on what you've heard of pain, pleasure, and the judgments you've made. Is it fear of poor reputation that haunts you? See how quickly all is forgotten. How eternity stretches boundless before and behind. How empty fame is. The fickleness of those who praise. The narrowness of the stage it plays on. The earth is a speck. This corner of it, your home. And how few, how paltry, are those who might sing your praises. So remember, you can retreat to this inner field anytime.
There's Nomergon.
Above all,
We'll go there
not rash
soon.
or fret.
Not soon. It'll be a while.
See things as a human, a mortal, a citizen of the cosmos. And keep these two truths ready for when you withdraw. First, that nothing touches the soul. It stays still while disturbances rise only from inner judgment. Second, that all you see will soon transform and vanish. You've witnessed countless changes. So too will this. The universe is change. Life is perception. Fourth, if human intelligence is shared, then reason, by which we are rational beings, is shared too. If reason is shared, so too is the law that dictates what must or must not be done.
Alright,
If the
let's
law is
level up
shared,
our
we are
big
citizens
mace.
of one another. If we are citizens, we share a political organism, and thus the cosmos is a city. What other common political organism could humanity belong to? From this city comes our intelligence, reason, and law. From where else? Just as my body's earth comes from earth, its moisture from water, its breath from air, its heat from fire. Since nothing comes from nothing, nothing returns to nothingness. So too, intelligence arises from a source. 5. Death, like birth, is a natural mystery. Elements merging with elements. There's no shame in it, for it aligns with the nature of a rational being and the principles of its constitution.
This is pretty good.
6. This is the natural result of beings with such a
Yeah,
nature.
so this is gonna be our new
Whoever
one-hander.
rejects this rejects the fig tree's sap. Remember,
Yeah,
soon enough,
this is a
you
really
and that
good
person
mace.
will be dead.
It's actually better
In a
than my
moment, even your
two
names will vanish.
hander. So
Devon, erase the judgment. The I have been harmed. Dissolve.
it's pretty awesome.
Erase the I have been harmed. Harm itself dissolves. 8. What doesn't make a human being worse cannot worsen their life either, nor harm it from outside or within. 9. The nature of the useful can only produce this and nothing more. And all that happens, happens justly. Verify this by observing closely. Not only in the sense of natural consequence, but as acts of justice, like a judge
Let's
assigning
go get
what
some
he
shimmer
deserves.
weed. We'll call it a day.
Hold to this truth in every action, acting always with the premise of being good in the truest sense. Keep this requirement firm in all you do. 11. Do not shape your opinions to match the judgments a tyrant makes or wants you to make. Instead, see things as they are, in their true essence. 12. Keep these two rules always at hand. First, act only as sovereign. Legislative reason demands for the common good of humanity. Second, change your view if someone corrects you or dissuades you from a belief. But let this shift arise only from sound reasons of justice or social utility, not fleeting pleasure or fame. 13. Do you have reason? Yes. Then why not use it? When it performs its task, what else could
Oh,
you
I'm gonna
want?
learn how to fish.
14.
Why the heck not?
You came into the world as a part. You will vanish into what generated you, or rather,
Oh.
be reabsorbed through
I
transformation
didn't mean to do that.
into its semi-reason. 15. Many grains of frankincense on the same altar. One falls first, another later. But it makes no difference.
And run.
16. Within 10 days, you'll seem a god to those who now see you as a beast or monkey, if you return to your principles and reverence for reason.
I'm not sure they'll come to the
17.
water. Nope.
Do not live as if you'll last thousands
They
of years.
will not come to
Fate
the
hangs
water.
over you. Act now, while you live, while you can. Become virtuous. 18. How much freedom comes to those who ignore what others
my fisherman.
do
What's
or
on? I
think,
can teach you
focusing
fishing
only on
skills.
their own actions to make them just and
Hey,
virtuous.
awesome.
Keep your feet
Don't
on the
glance
ground.
sideways at vicious minds.
I love
Stay
fishing.
the course.
Prefer it in real
Undistracted.
life.
19. Those who crave posthumous fame forget that even those who remember them
I can
will
teach
soon
you
die,
fishing skills.
and then their successors will follow, until all memory of them passed along through fleeting lives fades entirely. But suppose those who remember were immortal, and so too their memories. What does it matter to you? I'm not just saying it doesn't matter to the dead. What good is praise, even to the living? Unless it serves some practical purpose. For now, you neglect your natural gifts by chasing after something else instead. And later. 20. Whatever is beautiful for any reason is beautiful in itself, and complete within itself. Praise adds nothing to it. Thus, what is praised does not become better or worse because of it. This holds true even for things commonly called beautiful, material objects, works of art. But what is truly beautiful? What does it need? Nothing at all. Like law, like truth, like kindness, like modesty. Does any of these gain value from praise or lose it from blame? Does an emerald become less valuable if it goes unpraised? Or gold, ivory, purple cloth, a lyre, a dagger, a tiny flower, a sapling? 21. If souls endure, how can the air contain them all from eternity? And how can the earth hold the bodies of those buried so long ago? Just as here, the transformation and dissolution of bodies after a certain time make room for others, so too the souls that pass into the air, after persisting for a set period, transform, dissolve, and are reabsorbed
Gotta be
into
careful
the
up
generative
here, a little
reason
careful.
of the universe, thus making
Some
space
of
for
these
the souls that follow.
trolls hit hard.
This may be the answer if souls endure. But consider not only the countless bodies buried in the earth, but also the animals consumed daily by us and other creatures. How vast is the number of beings eaten, and in a way buried within those who consume them. Yet there is always room, thanks to their assimilation into blood, or their transformation into air or fire. In this case, what is the path to truth? The distinction between matter and cause. 22. Do not wander aimlessly. Instead, in every impulse, act justly.
I love this
Every
bridge.
perception, preserve the ability to discern. 23. All that is in harmony with you, O cosmos, is in harmony with me. Nothing that comes to you at the right moment is too early or too late for me. Whatever your seasons bring, O nature, is fruit for me. All is from you, all is within you, all returns to you. Someone says, "O dear city of Cecrops," and will you not say, "O dear city of
Oh,
Zeus"?
poor thing.
24.
He's
Do
dead.
little, it is said, if you wish to be always at peace. But wouldn't it be better to do what is necessary, and only what reason demands of a naturally social being, and to do so as reason prescribes?
Get out of line of sight so he
This
follows
brings not
me.
only the peace that comes from acting virtuously, but also the peace that comes from acting sparingly. If we cut away most of
There
our
we
words
go.
and actions, since they are unnecessary, we gain more freedom and greater tranquility. Therefore, in every situation, remind yourself, but is this really necessary? And we must eliminate not only unnecessary actions, but also unnecessary thoughts. For if we clear away those, no superfluous actions will follow. 25. Examine how the life of a virtuous person unfolds. Content with what the universe assigns them, satisfied with their
We're gonna
just
be okay.
actions, and at peace with their benevolent disposition. 26. Have you seen those things? Look at these two. Do not disturb yourself. Simplify. Someone makes a mistake, they harm themselves. Something happens to you? Good. It was meant for you from the start, woven
Oops.
into your life within the order of
Oh,
the universe.
shit.
Life
Here
is
we
short.
go.
Use the present wisely and with justice. Be sober, but with flexibility. 27. Whether the cosmos is ordered, or it is a random jumble, but still a cosmos. Or could it be that order exists within you, while the universe is chaos.
That quest is a little
all
harder.
things are
I'm
so
gonna wait for
distinct,
the human.
interwoven,
I'm gonna go back to the human
united.
lands and come back and do
28.
Shimmerweed.
A vicious character, a weak character,
I don't
a
want
harsh
to
character,
die for the
a
sake of
savage character,
Shimmerweed.
a childish character, an indolent character,
We'll
a
just
deceitful
hearth back,
character,
save a little time.
a clownish character, a merchant's character, a tyrant's character. 29. Whoever does not know what is in the cosmos is a stranger to it. No less a stranger is the one who does not know what happens within it.
Just
A
turn in our
deserter is
quests.
someone who turns away from the reason that upholds society. Blind is the one who shuts the eye of their intellect. A beggar is the one who depends on others and cannot derive from themselves all they need for life. An abscess on the cosmos is the one who withdraws, dissatisfied with events, from the reason of the common nature, since it is this same reason that produces both those events and you. A splinter in the city is the one who breaks their soul away from the unity of rational beings, for it is one.
Need assistance? These
30.
gyromechanic gears.
One man practices philosophy without a
That
tongue.
coat's
Another
good.
without a book. A third,
Cloak.
nearly naked, says, I have no bread, yet I
Yeah,
remain
you
true to
won't
the
work.
teachings. As for me, I lack the nourishment of study, yet I remain faithful to it. 31. Love the art you have learned, and find peace in it. Spend the rest of your life as one who has entrusted all that is good to the gods, with no ambition to be a tyrant or a slave to anyone. 32. Think, for instance, of the time of Vespasian, and you will see the same things. People marrying, raising children, falling ill, dying, fighting, celebrating, trading, farming, flattering, retreating into pride, suspecting, scheming, praying for others to die, grumbling about their lot, making love, hoarding wealth, striving for consulships or thrones. And yet, that generation is gone, nowhere to be found. Now turn to the time of Trajan. Again, you will see the same things, no exceptions. And that generation too has perished. In the same way, consider the records of other eras and entire peoples, and see how many, after so much struggle, soon fell and were dissolved back into the elements. Most importantly, recall those you yourself have seen wear themselves out in futile labors, neglecting to act in accordance with their own nature, failing to hold fast to it and find contentment. Here, however, it is essential to remember that attention to each action has its value and proper measure. Only by not dwelling too long on lesser matters will you avoid feeling disheartened. 33.
We're gonna send
Words
some
once
goodies to
common are
Bavin,
now archaic.
and we'll call it a
So
day.
too the names of once celebrated figures are, in a sense, obsolete. Camillus, Caeso, Polissus, Dentatus, and soon Scipio and Cato will join them. Then Augustus, then Hadrian, and Antoninus. For everything quickly fades into myth and soon is buried in total oblivion. I say this even of those who lived surrounded by glorious fame, because others, as they exhaled their last breath, immediately became strangers, unknown, leaving no trace. What, after all, is an enduring memory? Pure emptiness. So what should we strive for? Only this: thoughts guided by justice, actions aimed at the common good, words that never deceive, and a disposition that wholeheartedly embraces all that happens, as necessary, foreseen, and arising from such a principle and source. 34. Surrender willingly to Clotho, allowing her to weave you into whatever pattern she chooses.
Don't think I can
35.
cook.
Everything is fleeting, both the one who remembers and the one who is remembered. 36.
Let's sell
Always
some
remember,
junk.
everything emerges
Fill
through
your
change.
tankard and pull up a chair.
Train yourself to
With
see that
stories
nature
to
loves
tell and
nothing
text
more
to
than
empty.
reshaping what already exists, creating new forms similar to what came before. In a sense, everything that exists is a seed for what will follow. But you imagine a seed only as something planted in soil or womb that just shows a lack of philosophical insight. 37. Soon you'll be dead, and still you're not simple, not unshaken, not certain that nothing external can harm you, not kind to all. Still, you don't ground wisdom solely in acting with justice.
Or you turn that in.
38. Observe their ruling principle, and see
Be
what
good.
the wise